groupmates are here to discuss about trusses. But before all that, let me introduce to you my groupmates. First is, we have Raven Kim Adoyo to discuss the different types of trusses, and Joseph Harold Uy to explain the various parts of the trusses, and Rogel Ian Mata to determine the stresses of the members of trust, the step-by-step method. And yours truly, Alessandra Nicole C. Legaspi, to explain the definition of terms under the topic of trusses. First is, we have the terms of basic elements in trusses. First is the truss, the most important one. It is a structure of straight members joined at ends, forming triangles to carry loads. Second is member. It is a straight bar between joints. Third, joint or node. It is a connection of two or more members, usually pin. Fourth, panel, portion of truss between two verticals or diagonals. Next is span. It is a total horizontal length of the truss. And height or depth, vertical distance between top and bottom chord. Speaking of members, as we discussed in the basic elements of truss, we also have the type of members. First is the top chord, upper boundary members often in compression. Second is the bottom chord, lower boundary members often in tension. Third is diagonal, inclined internal members for stability. And fourth is vertical, upright members connecting chords. For the last next terms under the trusses, we have the analysis terms. First is we have determinacy. It is a condition if truss forces can be solved with statics alone. Second is indeterminate truss. It requires more than statics. It needs deformation analysis. Next is stable truss. It holds shape under load. It is not collapsible. Next is the unstable truss. It collapses or changes shape under load. And we also have the method of joints, solving forces by joint equilibrium. Next, we have Raven Kim Adoyo to discuss about the different parts of trusses.
Hello everyone, I'm Raven Kim F. Adoyo. I'm here to tackle about different types of trusses. First one is king post truss. Simplest type has a central vertical post with two diagonal members. Second is queen post truss. Has two vertical posts connected with a tie beam and struts. Third one is how truss. Diagonal slope toward the center, verticals in tension, diagonals in compression. Fourth is Pratt truss. Diagonal slope away from the center, opposite of how truss. Fifth is Warren truss. Uses equilateral triangles, distributes load evenly. Six is Fink truss. Looks like multiple V shapes inside the main triangle. Seven is fan truss. A variation of the Fink truss where members fan out from the top. Good for wide spans.
Good day everyone, my name is Joseph Harold Uy, and today I'll be talking about parts of a truss, the structural framework that gives a strength and stability to roofs and bridges. A truss is like a giant triangle made up of smaller triangles, and each part has its own job. At the very top, we have a top chord that resists compression or pushing force. At the bottom, we have the bottom chord, which holds the tension or the pulling force. Now lastly, we have connecting the two are the web members. This can be vertical or diagonal, and they can distribute loads evenly. All these members meet at the nodes or panel points, which are like joints of a skeleton to keep them strong and stable. We use gusset plates and splices at the connections. Finally, the whole truss rests on an end support, which transfer the weight to walls and columns. So in short, truss is a teamwork of parts, like the cords, the webs, the joints, and the supports, all working together to carry loads efficiently. Without trusses, our roofs and bridges wouldn't stand as strong as they do today. Thank you.
So now you know all about trusses, and here I am to explain on how to determine the trusses. First is draw the free body diagram. Here I will explain a simple triangular truss composed of three members. But first, let us draw the free body diagram. The three members of the free body diagram are A, B, and C. So the joints will be AB, BC, and AC.
For the step 2, check the determinacy. Use the truss determinacy formula, which is the M plus R is equal to 2J. M means number of members, and R is the number of external reactions, and the 2 in the J means the number of joints.
So now we use the determinacy formula, which is the M plus R is equal to 2J. So the M will be equals to 3 since there are 3 members, A, B, A, C, and B, C. Then R will be equal to 3 also because 2 at the pin support A and 1 at the roller B. Since there are 3 joints, the J will be equal to 3 also. By substituting the formula, we have 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. 2J, which is 2 times 3, will be equal to 6. Therefore, the truss is statically determinate and stable.
The third step is to solve for support reactions. To solve for support reactions, first is summation of forces of X is equal to 0, summation of forces of Y is equal to 0, and summation moment of force is equal to 0.
So now for the third step, we will use the equilibrium equations. First is the summation forces of X is equal to 0 and summation forces of Y will be equal to 0. So A sub Y plus B sub Y minus 600 newtons will be equal to 0. Now let us substitute the formula. A sub Y plus 600 newtons is equal to A sub Y is equal to 0. Then A sub Y is equal to 0. Then B sub Y will be 600 newtons. Therefore, the support reactions are A sub Y is equal to 0 newtons, then B sub Y is equal to 600 newtons.
And that explains everything about trusses. I hope you learned something.
I miss the pure cocaine. Shotgun sa bibig na parang Kurt Cobain. Click, clack, bang, man, blick and chain. Yeah, with my gang, huh? Shit the thing, homie, this my game. Yeah.